Hey guys, it's Maymay and my other trusty sidekick. Today didn't have a name for you, so say hello.
Hello.
This is Amanda. This is my assistant, who's actually my real sidekick. But Vinny's not with us today because he is in Atlanta with his daddy. And we have good news. A lot of you guys have been praying about Vince's dad. He went in this morning and they were able to do the procedure and it went really well. They were able to fix two blockages and he will be in the hospital till about 4 o'clock today. Then he'll go to the hotel to spend the night and then they'll come home tomorrow. And so keep praying. Everything goes well so they can come home tomorrow. They will have to go back for an additional procedure, but everything's good so far and we're really, really glad about that. So thank you for your prayers about that. And today I'm just going to play a little bit with punches because you guys have been asking me about these. I think a bunch of you guys picked these up. I don't know if they're in stock right now or not. I should have looked.
Let me look.
But I think a bunch of you guys picked these up, and so I thought we would just kind of go over this and talk about it. So yes, doing really well. Vince is feeling better, but sounding worse. He said his cough is really bad. I talked to him a minute ago. I thought he sounded bad, but he says he feels better. You know how that goes. He's in that 2-week cough spell afterwards. So thank y'all for your prayers, and we really appreciate it. So everything's going well on our end. We're really glad to be here because a minute ago, technical difficulties were going to keep us away. So I do want to make a disclaimer. If for some reason we just go away, it's because we're having technical difficulties. I don't know if it's the weather that's coming toward us. I don't know if it's updates that need to be done. Who knows? Jordan was like, how is it things just work and then they just don't? And I'm like, I don't know.
We don't have either of those in stock.
See, y'all grabbed them up. These will be back. We really love these. These are the flower builder punches. And like I said, a lot of you guys were asking about how to use them. So I'm going to show you. I did some in the Easter basket video that we did. And I did some in, I think one other video I kind of showed y'all. But I thought we'd actually spend a few minutes and focus on them today. So I'm going to use 2 punches. The other thing I'm going to use is this 3-pack set of tools. These are like embossing tools and there's a pokey tool. This one is sharp. I've been using this one in place of my pokey tool and I love it. And on the end, they have these little balls that we can use for embossing. I'm going to use those today too. And we're going to make a flower or two. I don't know. This is a 30-minute show. I think I can show you how to do both of these and make several at one time. So we'll see. I dug into my scraps and pulled out some scrap paper. And I thought first we'd make a purple hydrangea. There's a hydrangea. I think it's cute. And I want to show you something else you can do. I don't know. Will that work? Maybe not. Okay, so here's all you do with the hydrangea. It's super easy. So you're going to put in your color that you want and punch. Now, here's the interesting thing. I've had a lot of people over the years ask me, if you have a die cutting machine, why do you like punches so much? Well, I was in love with punches before die cutting machines, but I just cut out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 petals in about 3 seconds. Versus plugging up my machine, going into my software, yada, yada, yada. This is why I like them. If I ever just need to make one of something, or I just want to add an embellishment here and there, I like being able to just grab these and go. But I understand, if you can't afford all of that, pick what you want. And obviously the die cutting machine gets you more and more options than even these little punches because you'd have to have a bunch. Okay, I'm going to use the back of a mouse pad, and I want to show you what you do. The first thing... Here's how you make it go super fast. Lay these guys out. Now, I punched this twice. I'm going to make 2 little hydrangeas with you. So, lay these little guys out. Just like so. I could use both hands, I suppose. That's why we have 2 hands. There we go. And then I'm going to use kind of the largest ball. It's on the end of the pokey little tool here. And I want to show you a couple things. Let me see if I can zoom in. Why do I always try to go rogue when we're having trouble? Let's just zoom it in.
It's just you. It's what we deal with you every single day.
Sorry, it's true. She's like, things are working and you're going to change it. So using this bigger ball here, there's a couple things you can do. You can go right to the middle of your flower and just roll this around. And by doing this, it kind of does that effect to your flower. See how it just kind of brings the petals up just by pressing the middle? So that's one way I want to show you. The other thing you can do, which is really cool, is you can kind of draw these petals inward. Go into the middle of the petals and kind of draw them toward the middle. So there's one drawn in, and then I can come over here and do the same. Just kind of draw it around like so on each petal. I usually do this in my hand, and I actually kind of like that better. I may show you that too. There we go. So just draw those in. What it's doing is it's kind of breaking up the fibers of the paper and causing it to curl. So there's one curled like that. Again, I sometimes will just use my hand and just kind of roll it around in there. Another thing you can do, let me lean over for a second, is use some of this fun foam. You guys have fun foam probably laying around in your craft room. And let me show you. Let's just take one of these petals off and put it over here. And on the fun foam, you can do the same thing. So there's doing just the middle. And on this one, we'll kind of draw those petals in. So if I go out and just kind of grab and draw that in. The other thing you can do is color. It feels like I'm coloring. I'm rubbing in on that petal specifically. And look how it kind of gives that petal a kind of a cupped shape. Let's do a little more of that. So the more embossing you do, you can see you get kind of a little cup on that petal, which I think is really pretty. And again, I'm using the bigger ball because I think I get a smoother embossing. If I use the smaller one, I kind of get, I kind of can see the indentation lines where I'm scoring or where I'm rubbing over it. All right, so I did those petals, and then I'm going to come in the middle and do this. This is how I prefer this one. Kind of coloring each petal and making them kind of cup. If you can see that kind of cup. That looks like a real hydrangea petal to me. All right, so let's do this one too so we can put them together. So I'm going to do this on all of them. I'm cupping that one side. The more, like I said, the more you do it, the better because it just breaks those fibers up. Just like this. Is there chatter going on out there?
Yeah, they're just talking a little among themselves.
That's so funny. They're here, but they don't really care what you're doing. It's fine, though. I'm good with that. Thursdays is when we pretty much have our community come in and chat with each other, and it's super fun.
Miss Susan says Amanda's working hard today. I guess they can see, because they can see me. I'm reading. I never look up at the camera, so.
Well, Vince never looks at chat, so at least you're looking at chat. He does look at chat. I'm giving him grief. I'll always mess with him. I'm like, okay, don't open your phone while you're doing this today. Now he can't because he's on camera like you. Now you have to pay attention.
There was one day he was sitting here watching you, which it was such a loving
He will
look.
do that.
And I'm thinking, okay, Vince, they can see you're not reading their chat.
He will get distracted, and I can see why, because, I mean, I would want to just sit and watch, and he can get distracted. He told me before, he said, I get distracted watching you do that.
You'd want to just sit and watch you? Is that what you're saying?
Just me. No, he just wants to see what I'm doing.
He does. He really does.
It's kind of like those videos you get, those video circles you get in on like Facebook or YouTube where you just start watching and get mesmerized. I'm that person.
I try not to watch you. I'm watching this, but then I realize I don't look up at the camera.
That's all right. I love these petals. So I'm going to do all of these like that. And I actually kind of like the fun foam better than I do the mouse pad. The mouse pad has a little texture to it. This fun foam doesn't. We have this in store, by the way. If anybody's looking for this, I don't know if we have we probably have a good bit of this left. I bought a bunch of this fun foam because you can use it for everything. So we have these. So it's pouring down rain in Louisiana. We're going to be getting it soon. They say we're going to get it in the middle of the night again. I don't enjoy bad weather, but I really hate it when it comes in the middle of the night. And not just because I have to stay awake and keep an eye on it, but also because, they have a hard time predicting in the dark. It's like they don't get the reports of what's actually happened until the next day. So that's kind of rough. We don't like those nighttime storms. These are perfect for this time of year, this springtime. If you were to make yourself a paper flower bouquet, that'd be cool. Be really cool. Y'all, we have been planning and planning. We're supposed to release some information to you guys. I said supposed to.
Yes.
We're supposed to release information to you guys on the 22nd about Made It Con. And now we're trying to release some information about Craft Acropolis really early. Speaking of, if you're watching today, you need to head to our website and you need to sign up for newsletter or emails. Not just newsletter, but our emails, because that's going to be our first place we send out information about any of the things we're doing, okay? So Shannon's working to get that all set up for you guys. And so we've had a lot of people sign up, which is great. We need that. Let me get some glue. Here's some. And I'm going to use my Twizzlers for this. All right, so what you do now, this is so easy. I'm going to start with my biggest petal. And I'm just going to put a little dot of glue in the middle. And you have to decide how you want your flower to lay. If you want it to be offset, I have not used this glue in so long. Y'all, I have not glued. I don't think I've glued anything the whole week. I haven't been in here filming until this morning,
No,
and
you
I didn't
hadn't.
make a project this morning. Don't think I've glued anything this week. All right, so a little dot of glue in the middle. Woo! Or a big
Miss
dot.
Tina is actually visiting Italy right now, watching you from Italy.
Well, that's super cool. So I like to offset the petals. So I put one way, one the other. I got way too much glue in that last one. Then you go to the smaller petal. I think I'll go right here. There we go. And then again, I'm going to offset this one. Just a little bit.
What would happen if you used a smaller ball on doing those?
They will just be tighter. And the smaller ball can sometimes show some of your little marks, but if you just run over them, it won't be so bad. You won't see it too much.
I had someone ask, how is the ATC collection coming along? Do we have many?
Yeah, we have a lot. I asked the girls, I said, wouldn't it be cool if we could count them, just the envelopes? But let me tell y'all how you can know. We use crates for about everything around here. We use crates.
Like the milk crates.
Like a milk crate, full-size milk crates. We have 4 full-size milk crates full of envelopes from you guys. So that should tell you something. And she just started the 4th one this morning, and we checked the mail, and we filled the 4th one up. So it's coming right along. This is so pretty. These are also pretty if you ink the edges first when you're using these solid color papers. Do y'all want to hear why I'm struggling? Because I'm wearing my glasses. If I took my glasses off, this wouldn't be a struggle at all, but me and my glasses.
Be Handy ask, will you be doing another non-swap if this one is successful?
I don't know that this one's been successful. We don't feel it's been very successful around here. And I mean, it's not about the amount that's been turned in. It's just about the amount of people that couldn't really participate. It's so hard to do swaps. So I can't say for sure whether I will or not.
We've hurt people's feelings that are not in position from their location to send money orders.
We just don't like all that. We're not big fans of hurting people's feelings and excluding. We're like you will never hear us say exclusive or excluded. I tried that. We did that with our stamp clubs. If you guys aren't familiar, we have a stamp club. It's really fun, our little stamp club. Look at this up close. It's so cute. Look at that little flower.
Yeah.
I'll tell you a tip about these little flowers real quick. It's best to use solid core paper or ink them. Like if you have paper that has a white core, they're not quite as cute. But if you use this solid like this and you go ahead and put in the, I think it just looks better with the solid unless you ink them. I tell you what else I'm going to do. I'm going to close this middle petal in. Middle petal? Say that 3 times fast. Middle petal, middle petal, middle petal. That's not bad. I'm going to close this in with my tweezers. Like so. And so look at that. And you can open it or close it. If you made several of these and put them really close together, you see what I'm saying? That would be so cute on a project to really encapsulate something. The other thing, use sequins and beads and little trim that you have for your centers. That would be really cute. So that is how the hydrangea goes together. Let me show you how, what would we call this other flower? A daisy? It's not really a daisy. It's kind of a daisy.
Oopsie daisy.
Let me show you how this one goes together, and I'm going to show you something else I do with it. So you can punch this straight through you can get all the pieces at one time, but I haven't been doing that. Let's do a orange flower with a yellow center, and I have some scrap of dark green for the leaf. Yours. Green leaf, and I got some brown for the center. This is very plain, but this is what we'll do. So here's what I've been doing. I take my cardstock. I'm really zoomed in. I need to pay attention to that. And I just put it where it just goes in the one that I want. So I want this one to be orange. So I want to make sure I've covered everything, okay? And then I just punch that particular one out, like so. So there's my base flower. And now with the green, I'm going to come in and I'm just going to punch out the leaf. So I'm just going to put this where the leaf is. Some of it might punch, a little piece here or there might punch, but it's not a big deal. So there's my green leaf. Then this is the hardest one. This yellow one, you're going to waste a little bit trying to get down in here to this one. Or you can just use, you can cut some away. So if you don't want to like punch a whole bunch. Okay. So you take this little guy like this, run it down in here. We're going to get a few little scrappy pieces, but not too bad. You can see those already released there. So there's that one. And I've got that little center if I want to use it, but I don't. And the reason I don't is because that center is the same color as this one, and you'll see why that matters in a second. I love these flowers.
Miss Valerie said if you use white core paper, you can sand the edges instead of inking, and they turn out really pretty.
You can do that if you like. If you like the kind of distressed or vintage like that, you can. Do a flower your way, guys. Do it your way. All right. I don't normally spend a whole lot of time curling these, but I'm going to because I want to show you the difference. I think you know what this would look like if we, stacked it up. I don't think that'd be hard to imagine if we just stacked this straight up. You can do this way. You can turn it and get a little offset, which I think they're both just as cute. And then, of course, you can use your little center like so. But let's do some curling. I want to show you what will happen. All right. So I'm going to take this guy, the bigger one. I'm going to use the big ball in my kit, and I'm just going to start to break down the fibers. See what's happening when I do that here? If I do it in the middle, what I'm getting, let me see if I can get that to focus on that orange. I can't get it to. If I do it in the middle, you can see that it brings the petals up. That's a little bit better. You can see I've got this indentation in here. That brings the petals up like so. Okay. And then if I keep working my way out, the whole flower will curl. This is like not new, guys. This has like been around a long time. I remember when I worked at my very first craft store as a crafting instructor, this was a big deal. There were kits that came out to make your own paper flowers, and this was one of the ways they did it. I like doing this. I like messing with paper like this. Kind of changing the texture, changing the flow of it. And the more you rub, the more body you get. And I'm just kind of smoothing those petals out where all my little marks are. Like so. And it kind of breaks it down. It's really cool. Let's go to this one. I'm going to use the same ball. You could change it if you wanted to. And on this one, I'm going to rub these petals and see how they pick up when I do that. I think that's cool. Let me do it slow. Watch how it picks it up. I think that's really cool. Pick that one up. I'm just going to rub right to the middle of the petal and get it to lift. Look what it did. Look at that. It's so cool. Now, I'll flatten it out a little bit when I put it on the flower. But I think that's cool. I might even do this and kind of rub the edges and get them to curl a bit. A little bit more. Since I'm going to open it out a little bit on the flower. I have seen people make hundreds of these little flowers and put them on, like you can just encrust things with these little paper flowers, and it's beautiful. Okay, so there's that one done for the middle of that flower. And then let's do the leaf. And you don't even have to, here's the thing, you don't have to do the leaf like that. You can just put the veins in it. Look at this. We can just draw our veins in. See that one? And then we can just come to the side and just texture in the veins. You guys can see that better when I'm doing it than when I stop doing it. And I'll hold it up and see if you can see it. Come on, focus, dude. The light is so bright in here. Okay, we'll try turning it. There we go. See the texture? There's one side. There's the other. So you could use either side you wanted to show that texture off. That's kind of cool. And then for the center, do the same thing. Texture it up. Either side, both sides, do little dots. Whatever you want to do. I'm going to take the bigger one and hit it with the bigger one too. Amanda, you are typing so fast. That's the difference in her and Vince. She's just a typing. Vince just sits there and talks.
And I'm not talking to you, but I'm like...
All right, let's assemble this guy. Another thing that's cute to do is to put some dimension in this. Grab this one. Oh no, if Vince was here, he'd be like, you're getting sick. You're getting sick. That's what he kept doing to me. All right. So now I'm going to take a little piece of foam, little foam dot, and put it in the middle.
the punch, is that the hydrangea success?
Yeah, this one I'm using. What's the name of this one? Let me think. The one I did first is the hydrangea. What is the name of this other one? It's not going to say it on here. They never do.
Let me see if I can find it in products.
It's this one.
Okay.
With like the daisy looking flower. All right, so I put a little foam on there, and now I'm going to place this on. And again, remember, you can set it the same as the petal like that, or you can offset it. Let me turn it without tearing the petal off. See if I can get it to turn a little bit. Or you can offset it where it's not perfectly lined up, like so. And then we can put that little center on. But, you know, again, right here, I would probably use a piece of bling or maybe some seed beads in the middle. Put a little dollop of glue and drop some seed beads in there. That would be really pretty. I'm throwing stuff around.
It's the flowers and leaf punch.
There we go. And then add this. Look at how cute that flower is. Y'all cannot even tell yet. Hold on. Wait till I hold it up. Adding the texture, to me, they're cute when they're just flat, but adding the texture makes them super adorable. I don't know that glue, if I even got it in the right spot. I think I did. Okay. And I love having the leaves. Because like this one doesn't have the leaf, but this leaf you could use. See how you could put that leaf with that flower? That would work just fine. Look at that. Isn't that adorable? All completed. And it's just cardstock. It's actually just scrap cardstock. So now I have flowers that I can use. And the cool thing is I could sit down in front of the TV while I'm watching a movie and I can make up a whole bunch of flowers and have my own embellishments all ready to go. I love them. So that is why I love a punch versus electronic cutting machines. Although I love my electronic cutting machines too. Just for matter of fact, good example is my mom came in on Tuesday. And she had a project she needed done for church. And she was like, I need 15 of these. Well, it wasn't something I'd want to do by hand. And we were able to pull it off and cut them out and get them done super easy for her. So there's a place for your electronic cutting machines. But I think there's a place for your punches too. I love these. Don't worry. We'll get these back in stock. I know they're out. But we'll get these back in stock. I love this one. I love them both. But I really, really, really love how versatile this is. Did you guys see it on the basket? The basket's not in here now.
What basket?
Jordan was taking thumbnail pictures of them. They're probably in his office.
You want me to go get it?
One of the girls is probably listening.
Okay.
So there's those baskets that I did for Easter, and they were in Jordan's office. They were 2 sizes. Y'all probably saw the video of it, but I'm gonna zoom this out so when they bring those in, I can show you. But I used them on the side of that basket, and they're really, really cute. So.
Okay, somebody's telling me I missed a couple of questions, but I'm not seeing them. So if I haven't answered you, please retype it.
Classic YouTube, they'll say, like, some of you guys can sometimes see them, and see the comments, and sometimes you can't. What did Aunt Lolly just say? She said, how about some glitter gel pen on the veins? You could do that. Let me find my my little thing. He's not in here. I don't think it is. Here we go. Let's just shimmer the whole thing. Let's use our glitter gloss pen. Is this one brand new? Have I ever even used this one? No. I don't think I have. There we go. Make sure I had used it. Okay. So, this is it'll never show on camera. Y'all just watch. Maybe it will. You could totally just glitter this whole little dude up. Or even just the veins. Just paint the little veins like that. You could use glitter paper if you wanted to save a big step. Be super cute.
Miss Kathy says an idea. Use all your junk mail to make flowers.
Let me tell you, these are really cute done with multiple, like, I call those calico flowers. And they're really cute like that. Really cute. Let's see if we can get a shimmer. Look at that. There's a little shimmer showing on the leaf especially. See if we can get see the petals are now shimmery and the center is shimmery. So you can do whatever y'all want. Nuvo drops in the center would be beautiful. That would be perfect.
Okay, Susan's telling me that someone asked if we have parking for motorhome at the store. We actually do in the parking lot beside us, or some people park more towards the post office and walk over. It's not very far.
And you can also pull right beside us. There's a street. Look, I'm cleaning my glasses. I have a fingerprint on my glasses. There's a street, not a street, but there's like a pathway, a roadway through right beside us. You can park right there. We do not have a place to hook up.
No,
I don't know if we don't have any hookups, but we do have a place you can park it. We've had we had one motorhome this week. Was it this week or last week?
I'm not sure.
In the last 2 weeks, we had one motorhome visit.
Yeah, we've got one coming next week, I believe. Oh, why should you watch the after show? You were talking about the full stuff. There's something you'll want to see in today's show.
I wouldn't watch the after show. If I was you, I'd just be like, I'm done. I'd just be like, I've had enough of her.
How big
size.
Is your finish? Yeah.
That's always a good question. I always forget that. All right, so the hydrangea finished is about an inch. He fits in that little inch. This guy with the leaf is an inch and a half. That's a good question. This one, I love this one. It's so stinky cute. I love the hydrangea, but I think I'm not as infatuated with it because in my opinion, if you did if you did 5 of these and put them together in a bundle, they're adorable. This guy right here can stand all on his own and it's really cute.
Okay, now we have places near us, I mean like on up in town a couple of miles where you can hook up, rent, but just in our particular store, we can't hook you up.
I feel like she's joking. It's true. We don't have any hookups out there for us. We do, like 6 miles down the road. There's a great campground though.
Miss Jean called me a tease.
Well,
I'm pulling one of your tricks today.
Do you know the size of the ball tip you were using? I will if we get the kit. It'll tell us. The kit in the box.
Okay.
How come they don't come running like you do?
I don't know.
I've been like needing this, needing that. They don't come running. It's finally sunny where Cheryl is. We've had some pretty weather, which is usually what we get right before a storm. These punches are out of stock. I'm sorry. They sold out when we first got them in, but I had so many folks. I guess because they sold out, I had so many people saying, when are you going to show us how to use them? So I thought I'd better show you how to use them. Cool. Never enough Maymay. Some people would disagree with you. A new business for Maymay. Oh, she doesn't need a new business. Even if it's RV hookup, she doesn't need it. It's funny. Let's see what the millimeter size is on these balls. Oh, here's the basket. Were they coming back here?
No.
You had to go get it. Look at, what are those girls good for? Okay.
I'm sure they're busy.
Let us see. All right, I got to take my glasses off. I can't read this for sure. All right, stylus number 1 is 1 millimeter and 1.5 millimeter. Stylus number 2 is 2 millimeter and 3 millimeter. Stylus number 3 is 4 millimeter and 0.2 mil. The 0.2 millimeters is the pokey part. So they go from 1 to 4. So you have a 1, a 1.5, a 2, a 3, a 4, and then a nothing, a pointy one. So there's those guys, 3 in a kit. I love these. We just got some of these in yesterday. I know we have these, right?
Yes,
we just got these in, and I've been using that as my pokey tool, and I love it. Okay, let me show you the flowers. I think they're cute. Look at this little basket with the flower. Let me move these.
Miss Barb says, our Amanda is one of a kind.
Oh, it's true.
And then whoever is signed under you, I'm assuming Shannon, says we are working.
Shannon says that. Whatever.
It's under Maymay Crafts, so whoever signed in under you.
Whatever. That sarcasticness was probably Amber. So this is all made with that little flower punch, but I did put a little heart pearl in the middle. Isn't that cute on there? It's like the perfect thing for those.
Miss Pamela just come in. She said Vince looks very different today.
He does look very different. Here's the same one I put 2 leaves on. Isn't that cute? And I didn't even put any bling in that one. I just used the paper to do it. I love these little punches. I love this basket too. Love the basket. Y'all want to learn how to make the basket? There's a video on my channel. Don't stress. I already got you covered. This one, I used 3 of those. These are the ones I like to call the calico flowers. You're bringing it real close and you can see them. That's using 3 of them and 3 little heart pearls. And so, you don't have to use a circle pearl. If you have hearts, use hearts. This is just some gold ribbon I had in my stash, and it's really cute on the side like that. And then we'll flip it over this way, and I'll show you this one. Isn't it cute? Come on, these are adorable. I love them. Perfect basket for Easter. I love how these turned out.
She said, nope, it's Shannon. Amber's being a bad influence. I added that part.
That is true. I'm still going to blame Amber. So. All right. Any questions about the punches or anything? We did it. We did 30 minutes. I'm getting pretty good at that 30-minute thing.
I was kind of scanning back through. I don't think I've missed
When you walked
anything.
away, you might have.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking back.
The baskets are made of cardstock. This is actually from, what's the name of this collection? Spring Market. Actually, hold on. Did I use 2 different ones on this? Look right here. I did. Okay. So, This little guy was made using Flower Market, the 6x6. This basket is made with a 6x6 piece of paper. Okay. This guy was made using just white cardstock from my stash, but these flowers were made using this pack. And this little guy was made from the same pack. So I was thinking it wasn't the spring one. It was because I used the 6x6. This is made using one 6x6 piece of paper. And this one's made using one 12x12 piece of paper. And I did them both in the same video because you guys always ask me if I make one project, you're like, make it bigger, make it smaller. So I was like, I'm going to do them both. I just didn't do an 8.5x11 size, maybe next year. But I do love how these baskets turned out because I like this little angle. And it's that, you've probably seen these baskets made with that angle before, but it's a little hard to maneuver. And I thought this was an easier way to do it. I just thought it turned out cute.
Okay, Billy Sue said, are the new style punches easier to use than the old lever style?
The only style punch I don't love, like I love my lever punches or what they call the whale tail punches. I love those. I love these as long as you keep your hands out of the way of this one. This one can pinch you so bad. You just have to make sure you use fingers, or if you're going to use your hand, don't let your hand get in there. Like make sure you keep your hand out of it. But the good thing about this one I do like is you can sit it down and do it. For camera, I try to punch it where you guys can see what's happening. But in my own room, I would just do it like this. And that I do like, being able to use two hands with it. The only style punch I don't like, and this is no bashing of the punch. See the one with the weird white handles? It's in the mid. There you go. They're not weird. I don't love this style punch. I really thought that I would, because I thought for my friends that have, poor hand dexterity, this would be a great one. Let me show you why I don't like it. I put it in, and inevitably when I squeeze it, well, now it's not doing it. It's like your car. It doesn't mess up when you go to the mechanic. Sometimes,
what's that sound? What sound?
Yeah. Sometimes it'll twist on you when you're punching. Sometimes, like if you don't get it in there just right, sometimes it'll push the paper away. Now, for whatever reason, it's not doing it. But maybe it's the way I'm holding it. Let me see if it's that. No.
Okay, while I stepped out, did you say anything about a camping crop?
No.
Because apparently
No,
lots of people are wanting to camp and crop.
I did not. This one right here, I love the way I can punch with it. I love how it uses different muscles and it gives me a little more strength and leverage. But you have to know you've got to push your paper into just the right point, and you got to keep pressure toward it. If you just do it, they'll just twist on you. I guess it's that motion right there when you're doing that. But yeah, is there a punch I don't like? I haven't met a lot of punches I don't like. I have to be honest. I love punches. You wouldn't know it by being in my room. We're fixing to add a second shoe rack for the other ones that we've brought in. I love my punches. I collect them like crazy. So we're not doing a camping crop. Oh my gosh, you guys. I'll tell you what, you can come to any of my crops, just camp out. Just bring your camper and stay in your camper.
I mean, craft a cop.
Craft a Acropolis. You can't do it. Craft Acropolis. You can camp out. That's what you can do. Yeah, see, Candy agrees with me. I think if you can find any of the EK Success punches are good. And I think if you can find any old Martha Stewart ones. Did she have a hexagon? I don't remember. She might have had a hexagon. And Stampin' Up. Stampin' Up punches are amazing. I think you guys will tell me right now, I'm sure. Did they discontinue all of that stuff for a while? Have they discontinued that? A Stampin' Up demo can tell me for sure. But their punches are amazing. I love their punches. I would sell them like crazy, but they don't allow me to do that. I love their punches. I have I have two that I was like, I have to have. The Word Window punch is the best punch. I love that punch. And the Owl Builder from them. But I think they're both discontinued, so. Stampin' Up is EK Success, but their exclusive designs are really, really good. The Stampin' Up punches are just like this, but they're brown and tan. But their designs are so good. I love them. So. Big Shot and Dies are, I don't know what that was. Let's see. I remember the whale punches. Creative Memories had a hexagon punch. Yeah, Martha Stewart did have a hydrangea punch. That's why I had to replace it with the EK, because she's not doing punches anymore. I don't think they may be coming back. Yeah, I have never found a Stampin' Up product I don't like. I'm not as big a fan of their ink. Like it's really, really good ink, but it's not my style of ink. But that doesn't make it bad ink. It's just not my style. We're doing this now. We're supposed to do this in Crafter After Show. I forgot.
That's true.
We're supposed to go to the Crafter After Show to talk about anything we want to talk about. So we need to run over there. So let's head over to the Crafter After Show and we'll talk about anything y'all want to talk about and answer all these questions. As far as the punches being in stock, Vince will order them as long as we can get them until they're discontinued. So he'll place another order. He probably already has. He's just not here to tell me that. And believe it or not, I don't micromanage him that bad. Look, silence. If he was here, he'd be like, "What? You just lied to all your viewers."
I just smiled.
All right, guys, we're going to sign out of here and we're going to head to the Crafter After Show. Did we put the link in?
Yes.
Yes. The link to the Crafter After Show is right there for you guys in the chat. Head over there. And I hope you enjoyed the punches today. And now you have a better understanding of why I love my punches as well as my electronic cutters. We'll see you in just a second. Talk to you soon. Bye.